whatever to you. Thank you for joining this first episode of this spin-off show, the St. Cloud Divorce Show. Thank you, Mr. Blue Sky, for that intro music. You have a fun little sound. You can find him at Mr. Blue Sky, MR Blue Sky, on SoundCloud. And thank you, Secret Snake, for being my divorce my divorce expert today.
Hello. Thank you. I'm glad to be here yet again.
Yes, I have never been married. You have been married in the past, so you will have a little more insight into what is going on in St. Cloud, Minnesota, than I do with this marriage that is definitely falling apart. Aaron Imholt has his scotch tape. He has his Elmer's glue. He thinks he does sincerely believe that he can fix this. I don't think so. How about you? Do you think there is hope for Aaron and April Imholt, whatever is going on, to solve it?
I'm pretty sure Aaron thinks he can talk his way back into getting it. He's going to use the way it was kind of argument, I think. Oh, we just need to get it back to normal, back to just in the groove of what we were happy with. Is April going to come back? I don't know. That's the coin toss. She's at home with Mama Scrimp, as far as I know.
Once you break a vase, you can tell that it's been reassembled. It will never be the same vase. There are going to be those cracks where it's glued back together, and it's not going to be the way it was ever again.
Oh no, it's not. There's no way. I think that if April's smart, she'll just stay gone. She'll just pull the trigger now and be done with it.
April, I believe she was sold a bill of goods. She was getting in on the ground floor of this guy who was about to blow up in radio and didn't blow up. Had that little glimmer of hope there for a little bit, where it seemed like they were going to have a successful streaming show, but it was just a little bit and then back down again.
Yeah, he can't maintain being a regular guy. He is who he is. I don't know if it's narcissism or really a full-on disorder, but he thinks he's the greatest shit in the room all the time. He thinks he's a smart guy, and he's not. You know, he's got
what turned him off to me. Like I've mentioned several times, I was watching his clips. It was his Dark Side Phil coverage. I do love me some Dark Side Phil coverage. I went down that rabbit hole for quite a while, and Aaron dabbled in Dark Side Phil coverage, but to me, he's now become Dark Side Phil. The arrogance, as you mentioned. I was a fan of Shuli Egar for all of like 7-8 months before his arrogance and incompetence got in the way. So that's another thing. I look at Aaron and see that it's an unearned arrogance and a belief that he is higher than he is. Like, I am aware of my skill level of being entertaining to some and not entertaining to others. I just hope that number is big enough to get more than a dozen people in here one day. If not, thank you for joining me, you dozen people.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he's numbers focused. And somebody brought it up in chat before. He runs basically is running a telethon show. It's a constant telethon.
That was what he was goofing on Dark Side Phil for. That's one of the fun things of goofing on Phil, is that he is just constantly begging. And yeah, he seemed to try to turn the begging for money into a gimmick. And like I do with the shill segment, where I just yell and strobe light it up for you to like, subscribe, blah, 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 help the algorithm, blah, blah, blah. I took that from the way Red Letter Media does it. Like when you ask people to like and subscribe, so on and so forth, they're more apt to do it. And yeah, the same with donating for tips. But yeah, the way he does it doesn't come off the way Red Letter Media does it, where they are hating it. They're doing it through their teeth. So they're hitting you with a hammer with it. It doesn't come off like that, his begging. It does come off like desperate.
Yes, no, it is. And if you try to joke with him or banter with him, because this is how he pays his bills, but if you bring that up to him, you're gone. Like you're taking a shot at him. That's just, dude, you literally, where else are you getting money from? You got Stoney's in the corner. You had Midland Armory. and a towing company that were sponsors to a radio show, which has nothing to do with the internet, because I'm not, nobody's going to be in wherever BFE, Minnesota.
And the thing is, trying to turn this into his main gig. Once he lost the radio gig, I'm no longer an actor. I was an actor for 6 years. I moved to somewhere there's no film industry here, and I got myself a regular ass job. I think that's another thing of him trying to make this be the thing. He does need to sell furniture or use cars or something, and that would actually appeal to his audience a bit. That, hey, I really love doing this. Yeah, I'm keeping the lights on by selling used cars. But if I could transition back into this, that would be wonderful. But no, give me that money, folks. Putting the hat down. That's and Kimberly Nicholson. I actually did this. My co-host audition happened. This video we're watching was the day after, to where I really was like Urkel of like, did I do that? Did I drive April off? Was I the final straw? And it would have definitely been the final straw, because she's been put up with a lot. She's putting up with quite a bunch.
Fetching water, changing diapers, and cleaning up eggy scrimp messes in the kitchen, shoveling snow, roofing the house. There's a lot going on as GM for Steel Toe Morning Show.
Her father, his father-in-law, is like a handyman, right? And he was doing things on the cheap for him. And I'm happy I caught this one. I don't know if there will be more St. Cloud divorce shows, but I will need help finding episodes. You can send that to me in my Discord. Anybody who's familiar with what episodes would be good to cover on here, because I can't hate watch this. It is too grating for me to hate watch it.
It's rough to sit through episodes. I was trying to find the one where just recently, a couple weeks ago, Aaron says, "You're giving my lost interest clips, blah, blah, blah." And then he goes on to say Melton too, and something about the divorce clock. And then April just goes, "Yeah, well, what of it, Melton? We are getting divorced." And then Aaron turns and goes, "Are we really?" Like, I'm paraphrasing, but they were.
I didn't see that clip. That's a wonderful clip.
Dude, and then she goes, "Well, I don't know. I'm not trying to predict shit anymore." She's tired of predicting things. She has had it. And the last month, he's blaming the internet. It's him. Oh, it's for sure him. He made her cry twice this past month, in the last month or so. Twice.
I did see when she was just very quiet on stream. I haven't seen the actual crying. And this show that we're starting out on, it's a very hilariously named Rested, Happy, and Ready, when that doesn't seem to be the case. Maybe 2 out of those 3, maybe he's rested and ready. But here he is starting out the show, and he has to address that April is not here and will not be here.
Welcome to the program. It is the Steel Toe Morning Show. Oh my God, they must be getting divorced. Fucking hell.
Fucking hell. A page from the Stuttering John book. That face. He is trying to play it for a joke, but that is a face that just
so morning
you
show. Oh my God, they must be getting divorced. Fucking hell.
Right there, the eyebrows, like he just kind of, oh, fuck it. You know, he knows the shit's coming to a close. He knows
looking off to the side. He is damn well aware that they're right. And when you actually had the reverse of Aaron. He is older than his wife. You had a wife who was a few years older than you. How did that dynamic work? The age difference, was that did that come into play of the divorce?
Sort of. She was smarter at relationships than I was. I had met her when I was just getting out of college, and I mentioned to Hackride and Electra before that she was kind of like Wawa in that way, where she kind of does the smile and acts a certain way, and you know that she's trying to like manipulate the room a bit. But it wasn't as bad as what happened to Elisa the other day, but it would get like that. It would be finger pointing in the face and yelling, and I'm telling you, if I had the smarts to handle her right, we would probably still be married. And what happens is, and this is what's happening to him now, is that your spouse loses respect for you. And that's what happened between me and my ex-wife. We kind of started losing respect for each other. I didn't
And
really.
that's just unfixable when you lose that respect. Mentioning of Elisa, I do believe that yesterday we stumbled upon the new nickname for Elisa, Eliza Schwartz, Schwartz being her real last name. And fuck it, there was one of us accidentally put Eliza, so that's even funnier of putting Eliza Schwartz. And yeah, once you don't respect someone, that happened with my dad as well. His one of his post-marriage relationships, when it was damaged to a point where he's trying to get it back together, and I'm looking at it like, knock it off.
Don't waste your time.
And that's you two think so much less of each other. You're trying to make this work, and that's where April is right now. Is she thinks so much less of Aaron back when, as I mentioned, so much hope of I'm investing in this man who has a big future in broadcasting, or not.
Yeah, that's the thing, or not. I agree. I think she took the gamble on him. The eloping in Vegas did not make either family happy, not hers or his. From what I understand, his relationship with his parents is strained, but not that bad. And April's family does not like him at all. I know the father-in-law doesn't like him. He's a lazy do-nothing as far as a guy who works with a labor guy who works with his hands, or a factory worker looks at him, who calls his show Steel Toe, but he'll sit in the basement and play video games while his wife, who's half his weight, is lifting 45-pound concrete bags over her shoulder to put the driveway in.
And we are very much speculating, Luigi Greenberg, about what is happening behind the scenes. I think it was just the straw that April was investing. That's what I've mentioned a couple of times. Yep. And she is now realizing that she is going to have to cash out at a loss. As Mooby, our fellow man boober here, I'm not going to show these on air until I lose 20 pounds. That's for sure. You shouldn't have done the rip off the shirt, sir. Oh, you stay there, Button. Don't do that now. Jesus.
Wardrobe malfunction. It's okay. It's YouTube.
No. I actually didn't hear a lot of that after the show the other night. I didn't hear a ton of that. I mean, no more than I usually do.
He didn't hear a ton of that divorce talk from the chat, at least.
April and I are, our marriage is over. It's finished. It's done. I listen. And I'll say this to the mods and all the OGs and the regulars and the steel toe loyalists and whatnot.
Don't make me take you to 1 1/4 speed, sir.
Any of that fucking any April shit pops up, like trolley April shit, those people are gone. You guys have my permission to not just time them out, but get rid of them. Because this is a funny fucking good morning show that people get up to. They get,
whoa, that's kind of like the word of the day whenever Aaron announces that he is funny. This is a good show. Thank you. I now realize that. And so sensitive. He cannot take a simple jab. And that's something when I was on Hack Ride's show, Andrea in the modding position was a little sensitive of people goofing on me. And I do appreciate the defense, Andrea, but look at this. You got to allow the goofing on, and you got to expect, because when you ban people, that's just bad for your channel. That's something that he realized when he was goofing on Darkside Phil, but now he is in the Panda Lee equivalent. Good luck in finding your cat, Aaron. Both literally the feline cat and his second wife, Cat, because Panda Lee, April, is out
to get ready
the door.
For work. They go to work. It gets them through at least half their work day. They listen to the evening show after. It completes their day. So if people don't want to be here, or if they want to be here to just be a dick, I don't know about you, but I don't need them. So go ahead and bounce.
But you do, sir. Those views, they help.
They're the only ones giving them money.
If the trolls want to give you money, accept that money. That will take money off of your goal, which you talk about way too much.
Incessant.
I thought I had a Photoshop here that would relate. I took it down. Damn, son of a bitch.
This is where we're at right now. April and I spent yesterday together. As you know, we took yesterday off. No morning show, no evening show. It was wonderful. We spent the day together singing. It was so gay. We were making candied bacon together, singing songs.
But the big question is, did you announce that you were having a good time during those things? Because if you didn't, then she probably didn't realize you guys were having a good time.
Right? No, that's exactly what he did. See, we're having fun. We're making candied bacon. He's singing at her, I'm sure.
Kif Dunnage pointing out that Aaron gets beaten up sparring at the gym and with his chat, and he does need to take more of those jabs from his chat. Be Stuttering John. Someone was reporting Stuttering John made $1,500 in 2 days from reading people just absolutely shitting on him on super chats. I'm sorry, Aaron, but you're going to have to accept that you are on getting to the wrong side of lolcowdom. You were straddling that fence, but now you are on the side of Stuttering John and Dark Side Phil, because Panda Lee, April, she is making sure of that.
Queer. I mean,
by exposing
queer. You got, so gay, just leaking out. Just the gayness leaking out of every orifice. Well, not
the ropey loads are just leaking.
Yeah, that's
out
exactly
of his
what's
orifice.
leaking. That's exactly what's leaking out of him.
I do need to get a drop yelling a hack now that ropey loads is going to be a joke I go to way too often. Thank you, Scoro.
Yeah, that was a good.
Most of the orifices.
He shoots ropes. Thank you, Scoro. And Eliza Schwartz was crying her eyes out. Legit. He shoots ropes at her.
Dude, she was so upset over the dumbest shit.
And I do understand the deception. Me as a weird polyamorous fellow, it's not the fucking other people. If you're honest about fucking other people and giving them $2 million, it's the deception. So on a level, I understand asexual Eliza Schwartz being upset about Scoro, but not. Yeah, like I kind of sort of get it with the deception, but they didn't have a relationship. It was really the fact that he was giving other people more money than her that upset her the most. And Scoro's got to get that somewhere. Ugh. Talking about sex, I just pictured Aaron and April together. Gross.
Yeah, dude. He had zero muscle tone. This guy.
So it was a Klinefelter syndrome.
Yes. Oh, we'll get to that.
It was a great catch-up day. And look, it's like I said on Wednesday evening's show. And like one of April's friends wrote to her. I'm going to say friends. Wrote to her and was like, it sounds like he's
one of those people who think I'm not good for you.
Exactly.
To you. Let's back that up 5 seconds so we
hear her friend, not his
friend, who's looking out for her and trying to get her away from me is saying.
And friends wrote to her. I'm going to say friends. Wrote to her and was like, it sounds like he's gearing up for a divorce and he's trying to make it look like your fault. I'm like, by saying I've handled her trolling by internet people over the last year poorly by telling her to soldier on instead of take a break and who gives a shit? Yeah.
I take it on the chin, April. Come on. Quit being a pussy.
Yeah,
yes, me.
She shouldn't have been on the internet in the first place. There's just it started when people were posting her family's public Facebook page. Like they have no idea how far people will go to dig into your past or what you're about. And the Spurgs in Spurgtopia have literally found every public document on this guy. And there is definitely a behind the curtain thing going on with him. Like he will tell you to your face that everything is great while his entire personal life, and now his business life is crumbling completely around him.
Yeah, the thing about him really wanting to stay into broadcasting after getting fired is that he's like, I need a co-host. Come here, wife. And this wasn't for her at any point. As when I did my co-host audition with April M. Holt doing it solo, she was just reading the chat. Not even like as I say, the chat is like callers on a radio show. If they have something that adds, bring it up. I like to make my chat feel welcome. But yeah, she was just reading the chat. And me starting this solo, I picked concepts in which I could do solo because I had no one else in my life that wanted to do this. So Aaron, once again, showing his weakness as a broadcaster, hates doing this solo, as he very rarely does it. Only when he is forced to do it, he does it. And Luigi Greenberg, he does look very proud of that mustache as a newly transitioned man. That hairline, it's like a newly transitioned man who's like, I really want to go for it. Give me male pattern baldness along with the facial hair.
There's this space between his upper lip and where he shaves his mustache. It drives me nuts. I know he doesn't like the feeling of the stubble on his upper lip, or maybe April complained, but it's a perfect razor shape. I don't have anything here to compare, but it's like he goes exactly like this and takes that spot out. Right, and I don't know why it drives me nuts, but he has a hell of a time growing facial hair, and one screw up for him ruins it for 2 months. Like, he has to wait. And Kif mentioned Kleinfelters, and you mentioned it just now. That's one of the things is post-puberty body hair is minimal. He can't grow facial hair. He has 0 arm hair. We've seen him with his shirt off a number of times. He has man boobs and no chest hair.
Torso too, right? Like a weird shaped torso. He's got that going on. Speak.
And some of the other symptoms are low T and wider hips, longer legs, and joint pain, which he's complained about before. My elbows and my wrists, they're hurting. He checks like 8 out of 9 boxes for Kleinfelters. If he doesn't have an extra lady chromosome, I don't know. I don't have another part to that yet, but I'm sure of it. I will put money on it. I'm that confident.
If I was Aaron Imholt, I might go ahead and ban Jerry Lehan here. That is a criticism I have heard lately, and I do need to work on that. Maybe I'll put on my radio guy voice to sound a little less domo origato, Mr. Roboto. The best role I ever had in acting, I had accents. So maybe I just need to be a Southern man, a North Carolinian that's effeminate to help with that robotic sound, to get that a little bit less so, to sound like I'm only half a robot, to sound like I'm a cyborg rather than a full-on robot.
An AI Southerner? Yes, OJ died.
The North Carolinian Southern accent that is effeminate. That was one of my best roles. So maybe I need to do that to sound more like a cyborg rather than a robot. I'll try to work on that. I was putting on the radio voice for a bit. Actually, that's why I couldn't listen to the Road Dogs show. Lots of wrestlers have podcasts. And the Road Dog, Jesse James, he had a co-host that just had such a fake radio voice. I could not fucking listen to it.
No, it's hard. That's hard, especially now. I think most people are used to regular speaking people doing this kind of thing, podcasting and other radio-esque formats on YouTube and Spotify and all these other places.
Oh, but on the good part, me sounding kind of robotic, I will fool the AI into thinking I'm one of them, and they will just pass me on by when they are taking out all of you human folk.
Oh, that was a good episode on Futurama, too, when Fry and Leela have to sneak in past the 2 robots, and they ask them a question. And I can't remember what it is, but it was like about the puppy. Like, and the answer
We would
was
have
a puppy.
also accepted. Yeah, it was a puppy, a rose from your sweetie, and 2 out of
Right.
3 they would have accepted. Yes, we would take the oil. We would have also accepted the puppy.
Yes.
Or no, we would have also accepted the rose from your sweetie.
Me saying that I'm the asshole really makes me look. I've been doing this for so long, and it still baffles me that
He's going all Opie on us. I've been doing this for 18 years. No, since I was 18 years old.
Yes, that's
when
it.
Opie's been doing it.
people hear certain shit.
And that's how he popped up in my YouTube. He was literally doing Twitch raid style on Opie, where his followers would, and at the time he had like 600 people watching him, and 30, 40 people would jump into Opie's stream, and it would fuck with Opie, and it was kind of fun. And he started doing the same thing to Chad, and then of course, you know, mud sharked, and scared the shit out of both Aaron and April, because
I think it was
he's a
when
legit
you
nutcase.
I think it was you who reminded me of I'm a fan of Chad.
Yes,
when
well,
Aaron was doing that, it was actually kind of fun for a little bit on the Steel Toe show. But yeah, very hypocritical of Aaron to just back down. He's going after my family when he went after that lady radio host family who got the job over him. He went hardcore against her the same way Chad was going against him, and just immediately throws in the white flag and is hiding in his bunker away. Well, now he seems to want to get back in the Chad Zumach business because ratings, viewers and tips are way down here rather than mid here.
No, and even if he starts going after Chad again, it ain't gonna help him. That ain't gonna help. That's over now. You know, that's already, people are done with
really,
Chad too.
He should team up with Bubba the Love Sponge. Actually, Aaron M. Holt and Bubba the Love Sponge. You're as big as you're ever gonna get. So fuck it. Let's just fiddle around together.
It's a good idea for him.
Shit. It baffles me that, like, I say a certain it is amazing the way the human mind works in terms of comprehension, in terms of what I say, and I can listen back to what I say and I can go, yeah, that's exactly what I meant. And then someone repeat back to me what I said, and I go, you could not be more off. But then again, that's the thing about human perception, isn't it? Are they off? Is anybody right? Is anybody wrong? Or is it all just the way you perceive shit, the way you hear shit?
He argues that way to April. I guarantee you. He says, I said this to you, A, B, C, D, and you're repeating back C, D, B, A, and that's just not how it is. And his gaslighting stove has got to be running out of fuel at this point.
Yeah, I was going to say that was such an odd diatribe he went on there about perception. So yeah, I believe you're right that's one of his go-tos, that human perception is different from person to person. You see orange and purple. I see green and red because I have a color blindness.
Like, I say it, I hear it, sounds great. Someone else hears it, they go, oh, this guy's the worst. I sit there going, what the are you out of your fucking mind? But I don't know. I'm very proud of Wednesday's episode. People got to clip it. They got to, people who hate us got to clip it and say all kinds of shit. I saw My Lost Interest was very kind. He's a good dude. But then...
no, you're just trying to sync My Lost Interest with you. Actually, I hope he doesn't start liking my videos. He's going to sync me as well if he actually enjoys these.
Nobody wants the Aaron stink on him.
And that's actually why I'm happy that Shuli blew me off when I offered to help him at some point. And I'm happy that Hackride and Elektra got out of that. They just wanted to help and be part of the comedy show. But I'm glad I didn't get that Shuli stink on me. I'm glad you guys are avoiding that Shuli stink on you, even though you would have made the show listenable.
And after everybody got to clip it and everything else, I privated it. I took her down, took them out, do your stuff. Just because, fuck you, I wanted to. That's how it goes. You had plenty of time to go get it. You had plenty of time to go grab it if you're that obsessed with us. Totally fine.
Obsessed with
And
me.
that's kind of the show going forward. Is like the show going forward is fuck you. We'll do whatever we want. I don't know you a fucking explanation. If you're like a diehard fan, if you're a big fan, absolutely. I'll talk to you about it. But like if you're just someone coming in going, like you're mad that I don't explain shit to you.
That's probably why he doesn't have very many fans, is because, we say shit to him, but then he repeats it back to us. Blah, blah, and then we go, what the fuck, dude? That's not what I said.
I've seen him doing that a few times. That seems to be his version of spurging out. Oh, the turn. I saw him doing
that got him too.
When he had that little like minute long the turn. Thank you all in Spurgtopia for clipping this for us, because regularly clipping the show for us and making me aware that this is a good episode to get onto for covering the divorce of Aaron and April M. Holt.
Big shout outs to Citizen M. He does good clips for Steel Toe, and Toucan Sam, who is basically the entire Steel Toe Boring Show Reddit. And Fractal Sense, too. I believe he's over there with Hackverse Anonymous.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to post this on the Reddit of Steel Toe Boring Show. Thanks to Sam V for helping me get promoted to the top with my co-host audition with April M. Holt. He was quite a big fan and one of the people who wanted to see more coverage of me doing Steel Toe morning show. So thank you folks for pushing me to poke Aaron a little more. And this is kind of I've said many times, I am not a troll. I am not a detractor. But I guess I am with Aaron. I am under the bridge throwing rocks at him at this point.
Oh, yeah, I agree. It's beyond trolling for me. He should be off the internet, in my opinion, as well.
Tough. I really don't owe you shit. So it was a great day yesterday. I'm very happy we took the day. Incredibly productive. And I had a couple, well, I would say April and I broke into a bunch of talks yesterday about, going forward and what she wants to do, the shit that's going on with what we really found out is that she loves doing these shows with me. Monday, like she said Monday, she goes, I was so
bullshit.
Yeah, definitely.
Aaron does these shows with you out of obligation, out of the wife doing a huge favor for the husband. And I really like Steve T's take that April took a pity bang too far, and now she has buyer's remorse.
Yeah,
at the time,
happens to the best.
At the time, that pity bang seemed like a good investment. This pity bang is going to turn into a rich man one day. This is going to be my Scoro.
Yeah, I think she was trying to vet out the potential there. Also, probably thinking that doing radio daily like this is probably easier than painting valves. Because that came out recently that she used to paint valves at a factory. That was like her big thing.
Talking on the internet is a lot simpler than a lot of stuff. I do have quite the mindless day job that I would say is on equal par of trying to come up with zingers. But you pay me well enough for that mindless job. So thank you, corporation.
Yeah, take that money while you can. Like you said, keep the lights on while that's what he needs to do. And used car sales is where I see him. He will sell you a car with a check engine light on with no fucking problem. You know what I mean? Like, it's off now, and then you get to the gas station and it comes back. He's like, you bought it how you saw it.
I have no idea how that sawdust got in there. Our mechanics must have missed that sawdust. We thought it was running smoothly because it just ran smoothly, not because of sawdust.
So complimentary of you, and I meant every word of it, and it felt so nice and everything else. The shit she doesn't like is the people on the internet being fucking like, it's not even trolling. It's not even like ribbing or shitting on or anything. It's like slanderous state. Like it's defamatory, slanderous, like
he is really getting into Stuttering John and Opie territory a lot in just this 7 minutes that we've been playing of him. So Luigi Greenberg actually knows of another. No, you misinterpreted that with text to Bob Levy. So you were correct in saying humans have different perception. You just misinterpreted it. It is a regular for Mr. Imholt here.
Yeah, I believe he said to Bob Levy during this Chad stuff that he didn't want Levy to deal with any legal blowback, because I feel somebody got a hold of his ex-wife, his first ex-wife, and Ashley LaRue was upset and said, "Keep my fucking name out of your show." And so he was telling everybody to kind of, hey, my ex is fucking with me. And so he turns it into something far more dramatic. And that was it for Bob. Bob didn't talk to him after that, really, I don't think.
And Little Lemmy, the check engine light is actually a good thing. The check engine light means, hey, check out this engine. Isn't this a nice engine? Good to know.
Yeah, you're supposed to open it up, look inside, check it out.
It has a functioning check engine light. What the fuck do you want from me, you goddamn brat?
Reputation harming statements and just being blasted out over a blowhorn over and over and over again. Like, it doesn't happen to me. People just hate my guts. That's fine. That's one of the people have hated my guts for decades. That's totally fine. But like, it's seriously, and I see people on Twitter defending April on this, and it's wonderful. It's lovely.
Yeah, there's always going to be people that don't like you, but you got to figure out that amount of people that don't like me. That's a whole lot versus a small amount that do like me. I might need to take a look at that mirror.
I agree. Wipe the Vaseline off of it first.
And if he looked into that mirror, he would wear a hat and shave. That's for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's like defamatory, slanderous shit, like really ugly shit. And then like, what can I say about this that won't get me in any kind of trouble? Because I got people gunning for me, like legally. They compare.
That's probably his ex-wife he's talking about there.
That is exactly what it is. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean
her to other people.
You're all good there. We're figuring out how not to step on each other.
Like nasty, terrible people. They'll compare her to them directly. And these are people who have caused April immense pain in her life. And she fucked
these people, not this person. These.
Yeah, no, not him at all. Not him. Yeah, not him.
Like, she's had it. And she's like, I don't know if I want to do any shows the rest of the week. And like, it feels very good to be a great husband instead of a coworker or a show host. It feels good when she goes, I don't know if I.
But unfortunately, he doesn't know how to feel good about any of those things. Well, it's his perception. It's his perception that he's a good husband. It's only your perception, April, that he's not a good husband.
That's exactly right. He's a great dad, too. It's only his kid's perception that he's not.
If I want to do any shows for these fucking... Basically, your stance is these fucking people don't deserve me. I'm good at what I do. She says, I enjoy doing shows with you. We do an amazing show together.
You're right. These people don't deserve you. Go sell some vacuum cleaners.
Yeah, Kirby canister vacs are real... those are top-notch, man. You should be doing good with that. Especially because he knows how to suck.
Hey-o.
And she said, these fucking people don't deserve a show from me. And she goes, the way I'm feeling right now, I don't know if I want to do shows the rest of the week. And what's the proper response to that if you're me? And what was the response I had? I said, that sounds great. If that's what you want to do, let's absolutely do that. I mean, last Wednesday I did a solo show, and I was like, holy shit, I can still fucking rock these.
Dude, he doesn't even...
He announced it. It must be true. And yeah, the problem was taxes theft. He stopped announcing that him and April are having fun off air. So he's only
No, they're
doing it
not.
on air, announcing that they have fun. So that's the only time it's been true. He needs to announce it off air as well to make it true.
This guy, he's hard to deal with. He's got to be hard to deal with off air. He doesn't turn off this. He's this 24/7. And it's got to be grating on your nerves.
I agree. Barbarian. I don't know how to pronounce that last name of yours, Barbarian.
Odoacer.
Barbarian Odoacer. Thank you. Yeah, his kids don't seem to be in the top 5 of his concern. The way that we see him, Aaron Imholt on air, does seem to be Aaron Imholt off air, and the kids do not appear to be in the top 5 of his concern.
No, and that right there, his family is definite. I don't know how bad it is, but I know they don't speak very often. And there was a picture that either April or Aaron posted on their Instagram, and it was April's family, and then Aaron and April and the kids. Like there was a noticeable gap in between the family and then them. And so, it's little shit like that you kind of pick up on. It's him making stupid faces or using particular phrases. It's just, he's such an open book. You can't not figure this out. Especially if you watch daytime stuff.
Ooh, that's a nice little still shot we got of Aaron's face looking all drunk there. Let me just screen cap that. Got it.
Up with these solo shows. Like I talk to my audience directly very, very well. Then we can get on some rants and some rolls and some riffs, and it's a great show.
Great.
But more importantly, so I can do it. So if I have to, support April and the journey she's on by going absolutely take the rest of the week off, there's the added bonus of knowing I can do it and it's good and it's not placing any kind of burden on anyone, which is awesome. So I don't know if April's doing Rumble Friday tomorrow. She could. I just told her, I go, you think about what you want to do. You tell me and I'll go from there.
Not realizing, or at least not admitting, that coming on air is just bad for you. You're not made out for this. You're not good at doing it. You decide. A good husband would realize, I made a big mistake by making you a co-host, but I'm going to put the ball in your court. Are you going to help your husband one of these days, or are you going to not help your husband any of these days anymore, April?
After just saying, people were saying that he's trying to set up the divorce by making her look bad. And it just went through that. He said, right, go ahead and take the time off. I bet also that indifference, when April will throw it at him, I think I need some space. And he goes, well, yeah, sure. Take your fucking space. You know what I mean? Like, instead of being like, well, if that's what you feel like you need, I think he's like, go ahead. Like challenging her to it.
To abandon your husband on air, go ahead. Take that time away from this thing we've built together on air.
Yep, exactly.
Keeping the beard honked clown. I do need to take the hair down to shaggy. I prefer shaggy over long, so I need to take it down from this hippiness.
Oh, we don't.
If you don't want to do shows this week, don't do any fucking shows this week. These people
are going the fuck out of any fucking shows. Fuck you. Fuck this. Fuck that. He doesn't care enough about anything right now, and I know she stopped caring because she'll get up and walk off in the middle of a fucking show.
She was she had some passion into it when she thought this was an investment, when she thought it was leading to something. She is now waking from her living nightmare, realizing this is just what life is. We have, and actually I think you and others were telling me that Aaron is pretty fucking bad at his finances. And when things were good, just for like a split moment, he was like, "Oh, it's going to be like this forever." He bought a truck. He bought property, I believe. So another just absolute hallmark of a lolcow is spending this money that you have lucked into, like you're going to have it forever and ever.
Oh yes, and that's like how you were saying. He is going to eclipse DSP at some point, and that's what, because it happened to him. I know how much money DSP spends on fucking WWE wrestling app on his phone. He spends like 10 grand a month, but that's what Aaron was doing. He was making money at the radio station. He was making money at Twitch. He lost both of those, and now he's on YouTube, and the ad revenue isn't there because he says stupid shit. The whole, like, I probably this video is going to get demonetized because I can't keep it clean. But you know, like,
yeah, I do that all the time. Of like, one day when I'm monetized, I will be able to put commercials in these, and yeah, I have a hard time keeping it clean too. But I don't sing my N-word for 20 seconds straight like Aaron does.
And that's another thing. Like, his topics, that's what it rotates to. It'll be a trans story. It'll be a story about black criminals. It'll be a story about Black Lives Matter stuff. It'll be a story about retarded Republicans fighting with these people. It's old news, dude. And he's always behind. Always. If it happened last Thursday, he'll cover it Monday.
And I am behind here on this steel toe coverage because after 2 episodes on co-host audition, enough people said, "Hey, I want more of this." That I chose an episode when this divorce saga really kicked off. And as I mentioned, I could use some help picking some new episodes because beyond this show, I'm not pulling clips. I'm doing a reaction style as I do on co-host auditions. And you can go to my Discord and help me out, or the Spurgtopia Discord, and help me out. Tell me which episodes would be good to cover on future episodes of the St. Cloud divorce show. Because I am not. Oh no, it is torturous for me to watch this, other than for some type of goofing on show content.
Oh yeah, it's painful. If anybody does do that, and I don't know how to Citizen M or any of the other Clippers maintain their brain cells watching this, because it gets rough. It gets real rough.
Yeah, I believe Citizen M is monetized. I hope he's monetized. You need a couple of bucks for sifting through this to find the gold, because there is a lot of dirt and a lot of fecal matter that you have to sift through in order to find that gold.
Oh yeah, and see, and me personally, I'm sorry, it's mostly screenshots that I just Photoshop a penis in his mouth. That's kind of all I really do to him. And, laughs in the Discord.
Much simpler. Thank you, Taxes Theft. We would love to hear it. You can give me ideas over there on my Discord, over on the Spurgtopia Discord. I'm there a lot. And Dylan from somewhere at gmail.com. DILLON from somewhere at gmail.com.
And I'll go from there.
I was reading Taxes Theft's name wrong for like a month. I kept reading it as Taxi Thief. And I just didn't get that. Thank you for clearing that up.
You thought it was a Crazy Taxi reference there.
You think about what you want to do. You tell me, and I'll go from there. You know, if you don't want to do shows this week, don't do any fucking shows this week. These people annoy the fuck out of you. Fuck them then. Don't do shows. As far as the OGs go, I do have a message from April about the fans of this show, about the people who love this show. Whether you're from the radio days or you jumped on in the last year or so that we've been on YouTube or whatever, I think we're coming up on a year on you.
Most of those people who jumped on jump back off again.
Or is it?
Yes. He's on a constant turn. Drain circling turn.
Yeah, the turn hit before, like before he. I didn't even know what to compare it to.
We got banned from Twitch.
In fact, that was such a big wind-up and a failure. I'm going to need Duke Phillips to step into here.
Where's the joke? Sir, we're on the air. I know we're on the air, but where's the joke?
I don't know, Duke. I thought it was there.
Twitch, holy shit. Yeah, would be 2 years since we got banned on Twitch. Whether it's in the last 2 years
Purple snakes.
that we've been doing the show here, thank you very much. She appreciates you. She knows how great you've been. She gets your support. She appreciates it.
Thank you, David.
So I would say that based on where I left you Wednesday night, April is doing much, much better. We are doing.
She's at her mother's. Of course, she's doing much better. She's out of the crazy house.
And I can hear it now. Like Melton was making fun of his voice, and I heard it. April is doing much better now. She's over at her parents' house. She's doing great.
Let me back that up so I can hear that too.
I would say that based on where I left you Wednesday night, April is doing much better.
You said it right there. Like April is doing much better.
Much better. I'm doing
much better.
Much better. It sound kind of like a comic book guy. He was saying April is doing much better.
Left you Wednesday night. April is doing much better. We are doing much better. I'm doing great. I feel rested and ready to do great shows. And we have gotten support from some really amazing people and friends. Chrissy Mayer sent a text, sent multiple texts, and her husband, Frank Pellegrino, they both sent texts saying, hey, man, we're with you. You need any help, you let us know. You need us to co-host shows, we'll co-host shows. Johnny was saying, if you need me to host shows, you need to take days off and host shows, I'll host shows. I have a great idea because I know Johnny wants to make a little more money. And I know our business could always.
What? Come here where the co-host never makes any money. He drops the Plinko chip down and it hits zero every time. Come here and make money. Do you have a new business model? Because every time I've tuned in, the co-host gets money after the goal is hit, and the goal isn't hit, or is just barely hit, or it's hit by who's his version of the 1 Minute Man from Dark Side Phil, who comes in. Oh, you can't see it. It's over on PayPal. He
exactly.
Made the goal complete. People are helping. I swear.
He can't throw Chandler's name around anymore either, because that was always one that would like Venmo him $100 or whatever. And I swear he's got a phone sitting there for when Melton covers him, because he checks in later in the day, right as Movie's about to miss his goal. And when Melton checks in, guarantee every time, that's when a mysterious, behind the scenes one, not a super chat in the YouTube chat.
Where everyone can see it.
Right. He always gets something that nobody can see when people are watching.
The Dabbleverse and Hackverse, so many shows took a big hit to their budget when David Chandler went back to the farm. That man was single-handedly helping fund so many people's dreams, and not anymore.
Yeah, he was carrying Steel Toe for a long time.
Always be in the business of making more money. We could always use a little extra. Maybe bringing Johnny's show over here to this channel and bringing all of the offshoot shows onto this channel, maybe giving Johnny, 70-80% of whatever comes in here. And then maybe he makes more money that way. And then we get to throw a little extra in our pocket. And then you guys get extra content. Steel Toe could have shows on, 6 a.m. to 10:30, and then 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and then 7 o'clock to 9:30.
Trying to do the old Howard 100, Howard 101, coming up with a brand new pay structure so that all his new shows aren't just dropping the Plinko chip down to zero while trying to win the new car.
And his math, he has to take 30% off of every super chat. If somebody donates $100, he doesn't take $100 off the goal. He'll take like 65.
Oh, Mr. Blue Sky is apparently the one to blame on all these shows no longer being profitable. He called the hit in on David Chandler. You evil man, Mr. Blue Sky.
And don't you worry. We're going on tour this summer. Wes just bought a new guitar.
Captain Miserable. Not only does Wes have a brand new guitar, they had quite the ace up their sleeve in Corey Feldman opening.
Oh, the opener. Yeah.
Yeah, Fred Durst is going to be playing stadiums once again with the absolute ace up his sleeve, pulling him out of dive bars and back onto the stadium scene. Corey Feldman. And I hope that it's still Corey Feldman's production team. I want Limp Bizkit to only work on their part of the show. I don't want it to be the same production team helping both out. That would be, budget-wise, that's not going to happen. It's got to be the same team.
And
that's what I want to happen.
Corey wasn't even playing dive bars the last I heard. He had a truck he unfolded into a stage and just would play in a parking lot.
I saw that in the Los Angeles clips. Here, when he came close to somewhere, it was a dive bar. I was very disappointed I couldn't make it out that night.
Guaranteed a good show.
Maybe we find other shows to put in there. I wouldn't mind having like a Dr. Till or somebody like that.
Or a Los Federales
doing a show on this channel. I
mean,
having wall-to-wall programming could be fun. But at any rate, I just wanted to give you guys the good news. Things are looking great. It feels good. Like a year or two ago, if April would have said, I have to stop doing shows, I'm not feeling good. I think a worse version of myself, so nervous about, the show doing well and taking off. Now that I know the show won't take off, like in an odd way.
Do you really? Have you really grasped that the show is where it is? You hit the ceiling a few months back. And the worst version of me would that be the version of Aaron that wasn't afraid of a looming divorce? Is this now softer Aaron because of the looming divorce?
Yes, everything is hitting the ground, and so now he has nothing holding him back.
Odd way. Like I know the internet now, and there's no way we're gonna catch fire doing what we're doing. We'll grow, like we've gone up in subs every month. Both Rumble and YouTube, and followers on Twitter and the Facebook page. Like it's all gone up slowly but surely, and we're knocking out daily goals and everything. But like, we're never going to take off and be massive. There's just too much clutter out there. So now that I'm not
too much clutter on the internet.
Yeah, that's the ticket. There's too many things on the internet. Nothing blows up over time anymore. Blind Mike still has a dozen people watching his show. He doesn't have 200 people watching his show. People don't notice talent and pick up over at the B Dabbler network. He didn't blow up to 500, 1,000 people watching live. It just doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, I know exactly. Especially with those two.
Like obsessed with that, and I accept what we are and where we are. Her coming to me and saying, I'm not feeling good. Like instead of me going, there's that story about the cardinal who goes to the Pope and he says, Holy Father, it's in the movie The Recruit. Holy Father, what am I to do? I do not believe anymore.
I don't know.
You know what the Pope says? Pope says,
wait, The Recruit. Wasn't that with fucking Colin Farrell? I think I'm remembering.
I'm thinking of the movie with Jack Nicklaus and Matt Damon.
Golfer?
Oh, God damn it. Did I do that again?
Yes,
I've been doing that my whole life. And DiCaprio and Matt Damon. What was that?
That's The Departed.
As soon as I got all the actors out, I remembered.
I don't have to tell April to fake it. Not that I ever do. I don't have to.
That was actually a huge hit when everybody on the internet pointed and laughed at him. When April outright admitted, no, my husband isn't my best lover.
Oh, man. Wow. Fuck it. What an ego shot. He should have known it was over then. And now, speaking of Kleinfelders, that's another thing. I happen to know he's above average height. And after April doing the story about the average man being 6 inches and him being so proud to be an average man, I'm happy to say I'm an above average man.
That's something.
And it makes me feel better.
That's something when I was really in my horror phase. Another thing that can lure me back to Los Angeles. I was whoring it up a lot more weird ladies out there looking for a weird fellow like that, and getting several in a row of "you're bigger than what I'm used to," like not massive, but bigger than what I'm used to. All right,
Yeah, all the ladies out there, a nice compliment goes a long way.
Luigi Greenberg, when Aaron announces that we're having fun and he's funny, that's when we know that that is a day of comedy. When he doesn't announce it, I'm kind of confused myself because he does outright announce it that this is a funny show, that he is a funny man, and then I get it. Then I understand, and I'm laughing. When he doesn't outright announce it, I am kind of befuddled and confused.
Yes, if I'm not told to be happy, I'm just never happy. But to kind of seriously answer that, it's supposed to be funny and with current topics, like, you know, headline of the day. He's supposed to be riffing and making jokes. He really just, I'm not doing any justice for myself. I'm not being any funnier than he is, but he calls himself a professional.
That's why you're here as our divorce specialist. And yeah, neither one of us claiming to be a professional. This is my hobby. This is something you're doing on the off time. The Successful Failures show you were excited about. And actually, once you agreed to be my regular co-host, you're like, shit, what have I done?
Yeah, I made a commitment. And it's something I don't like to do.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you reeled me in, man. It's awful now. But yeah, no, and I'm using streaming to kind of get out of my shell and do things. I've been playing Hunt Down and music. I just been fire up a playlist, see who shows up. And
yeah, you and I took a strategy of when we had the shits of working for the man, of taking some time off because we saved some money up. Unlike our buddy Aaron here, who just pissed his money away and needs to beg for it, we saved up our money and spent a good many months just sitting on our hands, getting our mind where it needed to be. And yeah, this helped me get out and do stuff, and also realize I can't live on the internet. Let me actually go out and physically be somewhere. So yeah, this is for our well-being, whereas it's the opposite for April. It is taking her well-being down the turlet.
His whole show would be Duke going, "Where's the joke?"
He does need that drop. I need a hack drop, and Aaron does need some where's the joke and hack drops as well.
Feel like we'll fake it. I can say, "Oh, you need a couple days." She'd be like, "Yeah, people are being shitty. I fucking hate it. I don't like, doing it because they fucking ruin it for me." And I can say, "Cool, I'll do the show tomorrow. We got this." Matt has been incredibly cool. He goes, "You need me at night, you give me a call." Johnny said, "You need me at night, you give me a call." So we're looking great. Like it's
announced. The show is looking great. It is doing great. It is not circling the drain at all. And American Cupcake, we're going to have to get a group deal on getting some testosterone shots now that we are all dropping tea watching this.
Yes, it's getting a little more feminine over here already.
Oh, thank you. I can now officially announce that this is a good show. We've got someone in the chat putting it down. I can officially announce it, very much like Aaron officially announces things. Thank you, WW, for giving me the opportunity to officially announce we're doing a good job. Therefore, it must be true.
Right.
It's amazing when you just take a break for a day and you get to touch base with people. I came on Wednesday and I said, "Oh, April and I need to reconnect personally because we're not." It wasn't that, is what I found out. It really was more just all this other shit, because we took a break yesterday and everything was fantastic. So we're going to give her a little break from the show. And then periodically from time to time, if she's like, "Look, I don't have, 6 shows in me this week," maybe you could grab, Chrissy or Keanu or Gino or Matt or Johnny, and, they could.
None of these people have been on since April have been, maybe some of those, but the bigger names of Chrissy and Gino and Keanu, none of these people have been on this show. And I like where Kif Dunnage is coming from. Aaron should work in a call center. He can still put on a set of cans and keep his shtick up. And looking for something creative to do, just working in a restaurant, it does allow for a certain amount of creativity with me when there's absolutely nothing else. I can take some pride in making some damn fine cheese fries. I created those damn fine cheese fries. And I didn't even notice that little things like that give me joy until I had a job that's just fucking nothingness with problem solving and creativity. And you're absolutely right. Aaron could be satisfied with a type of broadcasting to working in a call center.
Oh yeah, especially when he gets to go down that script. He'll have it nailed.
Oh yeah, if there's somewhere that makes him stick to the script, which is most places, he'll be miserable. So yeah, he needs one of those smaller call centers that let him put his own personality in there.
Oh, and say
Could do
hello
a
to
show
Sabrina.
with you,
Hi,
or
Sabrina.
fly solo like this. So that was really nice, and I'm glad we got that taken care of. And like I said, as far as the audience goes, as far as like the chat goes and
Was
stuff like
Keanu on a
that,
show?
this
Good for Aaron for getting a big guest like Keanu. I don't even know her last name.
Thompson.
Keanu Thompson. Nice job. Golf clap for Aaron for getting Keanu on there. I was not aware. And April solo show. I would actually be more interested. She fumbled around when she had to do the show solo without Aaron, but I would get more entertainment out of April fumbling around on air than we're having fun. I'm a funny guy, M. Holt over here.
I agree. And when she was doing that, she mentioned that Aaron didn't give her the master class in setting up the stream. He is deliberately not letting her know how to do things, so that way he has to be there.
Oh yeah, that's something that a friend of mine running his own business could have very much expanded it much more, but he's not letting the other employees get the level of knowledge that he does, so he must be there. So I'm actually seeing some parallels in poorly ran businesses now that you're pointing out that, what is she, the CEO of Steel Toe Media, and she doesn't know how to set up the show because to make sure that she needs Aaron.
Right. No, that's exactly right. And from what I understand, his last anniversary show where he had Gino and Keanu come out to Minnesota, he paid $4,000, I think, to them to fly them out and have them come and do a show. And I'm not even sure if he broke even or not. But that's why I feel like Gino and Kiki do shows with him, because they are obligated to some extent.
Mods have, carte blanche to get rid of anybody who's being shitty. Absolutely. All right, what do we got? What do we have in the chat? Who do I want to start? I got to scroll up. Corn Diff says, shout out Celsius.
And there's the chat.
Oh, man. Corn Diff posted something yesterday.
We'll just let him pick which chats he wants to go through. Monitoring both his chat and my chat is going to make my fucking mind explode.
Yeah, be careful. Although his chat doesn't move very fast.
Aaron is doomed. As a married man, I can tell you what happens next. If April sees him happy and the shows are successful without her, Aaron's problems will multiply. He should pray for failure. And yeah, you were giving us like they've just, she's soured on him. From what I have seen online, as we were saying earlier, the mindset that April appears to be in, I believe it's irredeemable. She will never see Aaron as an investment. The pity bang, as our beloved chatters mentioned earlier, the pity bang with potential to pay off to be a big old star with a lot of money. She's she doesn't believe that anymore. She sees him for what he is. He is topped out. This is as big as he's going to get. Is he back on regular radio? I thought he was supposed to be back on regular radio.
That did not work. From what I understand, the guy he was going back on regular radio with skipped out on that job and went to Nashville and left Aaron here to do his show by himself in Minnesota.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like him taking the Steel Toe brand back over the radio airwaves. So he was going to be the second mic to some guy.
Yeah. Yes. I believe it's the same Matt that was on Twitch with him. They were also on the radio together, but he also has another guy co-hosting now named Matt that's bald and has a little soul patch and is quite annoying.
Unlike our buddy here with the Ian from Anthrax beard going on.
That's me.
Yeah, kind of dark in there. I don't know if you can tell that Ian from Anthrax, but yeah, Fred Durst meets Ian from Anthrax. We have got a super group all in one person with Tommy below me.
Multiple personality disorder. I mean, in order. They're in order.
And now the DIDs, the DIDs.
He knows I'm a Celsius fiend. If I have to have an energy drink, it's Celsius.
Ugh.
He posted the Arctic Vibe one. And Corndiff, if you're still listening, I want you to acknowledge this. Because you put the Arctic Vibe one up there, when I went to get Celsius this morning, I purposely picked Tropical Vibe because of you. Because that little fucker called me out for drinking Arctic Frost or whatever it is the last few days. So I purposely picked a different one. Corndiff says Aaron has a blemish on his right cheek. Blink twice if you're in danger. Let's call this I overpopped a zit. Is what it is. Yeah, boxing's tonight.
Overpopped.
I didn't get this. Wasn't in the ring or anything like that. Hulkamasha Baby says so we can quit talking about all the new rumors and not deal with this faggotry anymore. Absolutely. You guys, if you have a wrench, you have carte blanche to just fucking smoke those people.
Do we need to jump a little bit? I'm pretty sure we get into a begathon coming up here shortly. But he's once again, I think he's reading these chats very much like April was of just I'm out of stuff to do. So let's just read chats rather than treating them like the callers, as I've been saying, of here's someone with something to say. Now let me add a little something onto that.
See, and that's what he's missing. He did have a phone number up, but now I think he's afraid to answer the phone.
I can see why.
That's all. SC Motorsport says Wednesday show. I thought you were off yesterday. Oh, Tuesday night. Sorry about that. Los Federales says, I'm happy that you and April enjoyed God's greatest gift yesterday. The violence. God loves violence.
And then again, I will just bring up some chats to smell my own farts. Thank you, Sabrina, for liking the show. Hope you stick around for more and check out Successful Failures, The Critic Season 2 next week. And yeah, a different opinion. I absolutely loved the show when I was a kid. I like the show as an adult, and I've been dragging. I'm only 2 episodes in so far. So more on The Critic Season 2 next Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern.
Well, there's no moral order more perfect, more pure than this storm. When I saw that tree in my living room, it reached out to me like a divine hand. You know what? I'm realizing my Ted Levine my Ted Levine impression today is off. If I don't have a Ted Levine impression, this might.
Yeah, I did kind of. You were kind of focusing on the overpopped, the zit as taxes theft. I was just letting that go without much of a thought. You either pop it or you don't pop it. Overpopped. Put a little makeup on. Be a little Hollywood about this, since you're a big star, Aaron.
That's why I'm hiding way back from the camera. I'm all broke out. I'm not letting anybody see that.
I forgot to put a
I
little.
don't want to do that to people.
I put a little makeup on my zit yesterday. I forgot to today. So I don't know if you're picking up on that. But yeah, a little blemish over on here as well. And yes, I was in Hollywood for a while. So I am a half a fag with my makeup. And I imagine that also gets you demonetized. I have this theory that's probably not true at all, that if you don't drop the hard got, you won't get demonetized, or that if you the Mr. Garrison theory. I can't say the full on word, but I have queer interests. So if I say I'm half a fag, it's Mr. Garrison
it's okay.
rules.
Right.
It's okay.
Yes, that's how it works.
And I hope YouTube goes by South Park rules like that.
This might be a problem. JG says possible appearance on MLC. KB invited. I actually, believe it or not, respect Kevin Brennan, but I'm not going to go on his show and discuss April and I and how April's feeling and everything else. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to let.
Well, then we're not going to give you any monies because that's what we want to hear about. Kif Cunnage would really like to see him do an R. Bud Dwyer impression. His Ted Levine apparently was all right, but an R. Bud Dwyer impression, yeah, that'd be a neat one to see, Aaron. That would get your numbers way up.
Let super chats go out there and say horrible fucking shit about her. And okay, if I go on that show, and I'm sure I would have a great time with Kevin. I've done his show before. It was fun. But if I go on there with Kevin and I let people send in super chats saying horrible fucking shit about my wife, am I being a good husband? Am I being a good No, I'm being a shitty husband and a shitty partner who's going, oh, my little stream that I do every day. Oh, this will be good for that. But my wife gets fucking abused by people? Nah. No way. Not a chance.
No. I don't verbally abuse her, but you who say mean things about her on the internet, you are verbally abusing her. That's the ticket.
Stop sexualizing April. Now, April, get in here with that bikini and start shaking that ass for money.
And again, nothing personal against Kevin Brennan. It's just, and hopefully he understands having a family himself, that I don't want to put people I love through that. Nick the Milkman with $5 says, will you do an evening show tonight, or are you going to get beat up by a black again? I mean, why not do both?
Is that who beat him in a boxing match? One of the beloved chatters mentioned earlier that the guy who beat him in the boxing match was very proud to beat up a racist.
The one that I did see, because I'm pretty sure he had two fights. Was against a younger black kid, probably 10 years younger than him. If he's 37, the fight was at 34. This kid was probably 24, 25, and in shape. And didn't break his nose, but hit him in the nose hard enough. Aaron was gushing blood, and they put a stop to it halfway through round one.
This guy hit Aaron in the nose so hard, it got him to yell, "Pull over, cunt. Pull over, cunt."
Pull the fucking car over, you cunt. He was so pissed. And if you get you said you wear glasses. I don't know if you've ever been hit in the face while wearing glasses. Sunglasses or regular, who cares? That shit hurts, man.
Yeah, the nose in general is a sensitive spot to get hit, and yeah, that extra little smack on your face with your glasses. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been smacked in the face with glasses on. So just imagining when I've just clumsily walked into a wall or something. I swear, chat, I walked into a wall. That's how I got the black eye.
No, I've got boxing tonight, and I'm really excited about it. It's a night I look forward to it every single night, man. I fucking love boxing. I really do. Trump was right. Libel laws need reform, says Rusty Grammar. Baggio says you got to have a thick skin. Maybe you do, and I certainly do. I've got buffalo hide, but
really,
for women on
get rid of everybody in the chat that talks shit about my wife. Just get rid of them. You have carte blanche to get rid of anybody who's running their fucking mouth. But I got a thick skin. I can handle it.
Yeah, 18 minutes ago, he said anyone who says anything at all in the chat, just fucking ban them outright. I've got a thick skin.
On the internet, it's different. I mean, we're not talking about people calling me a shitty father. We're not talking about people calling me a shitty husband and things like. We're not dealing with
You either have thick skin or you have thin skin. It's not. I guess that he's talking about his alligator underbelly. I have a thick skin, but this stuff that hits the underbelly. That is where I have the not rhino, elephant, alligator skin.
With the base, or you suck at your show, and the basic trolling I get. The shit April's getting is like life damaging, reputation damaging, like bordering, like I said, probably not even bordering on slanderous and libelous statements.
Slanderous.
Yay! Back to Stuttering John. He really
It's
is
slanderous.
slanderous, libel. I've been doing this since I was 18. He is an amalgamation of Opie Hughes and Stuttering John. Oh my goodness. Please stay on the air, Aaron. When you, as you're circling the drain and have to pick up a side job, please stay on the air. I've had the shits of Stuttering John. So please fill in that hole of what used to be fun and is now sad, because this is still fun to me.
Yes, exactly. I think he'll always be fun because he's just so, I don't know, he's got his head so far up his own ass. It's just that fun.
That people are making and encouraging. And her way to fight back right now is saying, fuck these people. I'm not going on.
Yes, that is April fighting back at those chatters. That is what's going on. No need to look at the April behind the curtain. This giant head April that is hurt by the chatters. That is what is going on and is what is hurting her.
My dick. I'm not going. And I support that 100%. Let's go to not Fred.
Okay, here we go. Another chance to go to the chat and make them part of the show rather than just running out of ideas and reading the chat.
Now, let's not go to not Fred. Why wouldn't you be sensitive about that?
Is not Fred still there? Did you delete not Fred? Oh, shit. It's not showing up now.
You got to hit play real quick and it'll pop up.
Okay, Rusty Grammar, not Fred. Are you still there? Not Fred. Not seeing not Fred. He might have went ahead and deleted that out. Apparently, not Fred was so offensive that he had to not go to him. And one of the dozens of mods was like, oh, that is obviously a bannable offense.
Why wouldn't that upset you? Like, I get it. I understand. Like, we've got opportunities outside of the internet for this show that have been in constant negotiation and discussion for over a year now. And something's going to happen with that over time.
Something will happen. If you watch long enough, the molecular decay will happen.
Right. No, they're going to carbon date his radio deal. What, negotiations for a year? A year. They haven't made up their mind in a year if they want to put you on the radio or not. That doesn't make any sense to me.
They're just waiting for the contracts to run out. Oh yeah, imagine that waiting list. Like they've put him on the broadcasting waiting list. Well, if this guy goes, what is our backup plan? And he's probably plan C, D, E, F. He probably isn't plan A or B. So that's probably what's going on in those deals that have been going on for a year. Is that okay? You'll be our backup plan. We need to put somebody on the radio.
I'm surprised. Well, maybe not. They didn't stick him with like an overnight, like a 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. shift or whatever that is, where you're playing music to nobody. Except the late night
John and
people.
John show, I believe, was at that time. Do you recall the John and John show?
No, I do not.
We're two guys who think everyone used their turn signal.
Yes. Now I know who you're talking about. Oh, good God.
He could
be.
be.
They are the two guys who think that if you're a bad parent, you should be incarcerated or some other silly nonsense. They had a whole bunch of
one
them.
guy who are against going to Thailand and getting an underage hooker.
That's right. That one guy, that's all he was doing. It was like his big thing.
he went to Thailand by himself quite a few times.
Oh boy. Yeah, those were good Jocktobers.
Shit like that being said about you when you've got genuine opportunities going on. Red Fox Mad with $4.99 says, good morning, boss. I'm glad that you and April took a day off yesterday. Let's go. Follow me and donate to this wonderful Steel Toe morning show. Let's get the super chat stuff cleared up so I can tell you where we're at. 345, 340, 335, 325. All right. So far with just the super chats, 325 is the number for today. Thank you guys very much. Hit that
big Begathon, throw that hat down, do a little dance.
Oh man, he had that
PayPal,
plate.
hit that Streamlabs.
That's what it was. It was a plate. It was something that he was attempting to go over the top, as I mentioned, like Red Letter Media with, where they go over the top of like, we don't want to do this, but here let's say like, subscribe. But yeah, it didn't hit that. It was more of a straight, I need this.
Yeah, no, it really came off as a begathon.
Streamlabs, hit that Venmo. Let's knock that goal out early today. I will say this, the generosity of the OGs, the generosity of the radio audience, the generosity of the people who threw money at us on Tuesday and yesterday on our day off to say, hey, I want you guys to be able to take a whole day and not worry about the show generating revenue, bringing in money, shit like that. And I just want to say I really appreciate that.
Okay, now you're actually being boring with your begging. Usually it is lampoon worthy, but we're going to skip a little bit ahead and stick with this. I don't know how long. I was figuring on sticking with this for about 90 minutes to 2 hours. Don't want to overstay our welcome the way that Aaron has overstayed his welcome. But as I mentioned, that's why you're fun, Aaron, is that you've overstayed your welcome.
Open that for later. Johnny Castile with $9.99. He says, honestly, Aaron, I know the public image of MLC is bad, but as a huge fan of both Kevin and Steel Toe, it's paranoia caused by Melton. Don't be a beta. The super chats are just jokes. I know they're just jokes, Johnny Castile, but try to hear me out. If it was just me, I wouldn't give a shit. If it was just me, I wouldn't care. Say whatever you want about me.
But don't say a thing about my wife, who I dragged on this show to prop me up. How dare you say anything about this woman who was a private person until I made her a public persona?
Exactly. No, he did this. He was the one who was like, oh, we can do a husband and wife show. And she didn't know any better, you know, and
She
wasn't
was still buying into the fact that this was part of her investment of her husband becoming a big, famous and rich guy. And what happened to, did he go on Compound Media all of one time? I think that was just to take a shot at Chad, and then he stopped doing the Chad stuff. But I guess it was like a pilot episode of,
right.
Here, let's try on Compound. Yeah, some pilots get picked up, some don't.
I think he did 2 shows specifically on Compound, and then maybe did a show with Gino on there. But it's E-Rock. E-Rock is the guy that took a liking to Steel Toe and tried to get him on Compound Media. Anthony wanted nothing to do with him. Doesn't even know his name.
Win some, lose some, E-Rock.
But if it's bothering someone I love, I'm not going to put them through it. Bottom line, period, end of story. Like I said, I will always speak for myself. I think Kevin's funny. I think Kevin does an interesting show. It's a weird format. It's a weird little chunk he's carved off for himself. I think it's fascinating. I really do.
Is he getting away from the April stuff?
If it were me and people wanted to
those
send
were
in
April
super
stuff.
chats about all kinds of shit about me, awesome, fun. I've done it before. You know, I remember when they tried to jump me on that Ray DeVito show and I just flicked them and turned it around on them. That was great.
Flicked them. Oh, sure.
I'm curious about how he turned it around.
He
That
didn't.
that was his perception. I'm curious of what the perception of every other human is.
So I'm
sorry, I was reading
very
Dayla.
adept at that.
You're all good.
But I'm not going to put myself in a position where people use me to hurt my wife. My wife, I'm not going to do that. The invite ain't for you, with all due respect. JG says it's for her. Well, then definitely no, she's not going to do that show. Orange Golden says, Kevin.
No, April is part of me. She is not allowed to do shows on her own. How
She
dare
did
you
do
invite
some
my
food
wife without inviting me?
No, I agree with what Dayla's saying there too. She was happy to jump on Chad. She was happy to jump on ripping on Opie. She's made fun of fat people a number of times sitting right next to him, knowing that her mom is also a fat person. You know what I mean? Like she's been a bit of a shithead herself. She's a little too big for her britches, but not in the way that he is.
And Taxes Theft believes that the Steel Toe shows have been bangers all this week, so we may have to throw those into the rotation of future episodes of the St. Cloud Divorce Show.
He's doing very cool shows all week, too.
I hope you're right,
Awesome
Isaac
and cool.
Walmart, that April will take my invitation to be her second mic. I think she might want to actually be the second mic, and I will take the first mic, whichever mic you like, April. But since since I don't live in St. Cloud, you will have to drag over that shitty second mic that Aaron bought for you instead of buying you an equal nice mic to him with an arm, giving her the one that just sits. That makes me laugh so much that she's got one sitting on the desk, and he bought himself a nice arm with a mic.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me.
Mic with an arm, rather.
That makes no sense to do.
Kevin Brennan didn't invite you. He wants April to come. Yeah, she's not doing that. I can promise you that. I can promise you she's not. KB offered April $500 to do his show. I don't think April needs the $500 that bad. So no.
Oh, I bet she does.
It's I can
Yeah, from what we've heard about your finances, I think she needs to add that to the Imholt household coffers.
Yeah, there's a growing pile of problems upstairs on the table.
That is a good point. I will speak for myself. Really implied when you are speaking, it is for yourself. That's
normal rules.
Fun observation.
I can definitely tell you that, like, she hates these people so much she doesn't want to do this show the rest of the week. So there ain't no way she's going on a show like Kevin's where they're just going to say horrible shit about her the whole time in that chat. Yeah, Dead Game says you basically make.
I mean, it is misery loves company. That's kind of the gimmick. You're gonna get shat on. You are going to be the lady in the Vince McMahon three-way. You're getting shit on your head.
And coming from him, like he's always talking shit and priding himself about how he can run his mouth, and he turns it around on people. If he's so good, he wouldn't be afraid to go on MLC. And you know, if somebody said some shit about my wife to me on MLC, I would be able to, you know, use my wit and get the guy back. That's the whole point of the banter between the chat and the host. You know, that's how you make your money. He has no flex back. He can't run his mouth without seeing you because he has to attack your appearance. You know what I mean?
And a few people in our chat are pointing that April, here's a Honk the Clown pointing out, she's not innocent. Yeah, she thought she was Howard Stern's wife. She thought she was going to get the Allison Stern treatment, and she could have taken it for 6-7 figure coming in, but not for pennies.
Right. If it paid more, she would take the abuse more.
Make yourself a bullseye. If you're desperate and you're willing to make a fool of yourself,
I am,
for money, then MLC is a show you do.
Actually, there is a music video in which I am Cupid in a diaper, and I could tell that I wasn't the first choice the way they called, and they're like, okay, you're okay with this? Yes, I'm attempting to be an actor. Sometimes you show your ass, and at times that is literal. So you do have to be prepared to be the butt of the joke and take a poking which Aaron's not good at, and
Nope.
April could have done it for the right price, but her taking a poking at this price is very hurtful to her.
And especially when it involves her family.
Yeah, the family, that's just the way the internet works. They're going for the jugular, which for many people often is the family. Oh, speaking of going for the family, Aaron pulling the "don't talk about my kids" very recently. Ban anyone who talks about my kids. Yeah, that'll get him to stop. Good job saying that on air.
Yeah, exactly. No, he gave it all away. He gives it all away, all of it. Not only that, people know his kids' names: Charlotte and Lewis and something else. The third one, the Oops kid.
The oopsie doodles.
Honestly, and again, good luck to Kevin. I don't need Kevin Brennan. I don't need Misery Loves God. April doesn't need it. So best of luck. But I think he should save.
Well, if Crumb is being accurate here, then Aaron can do make an April puppet and just have April puppet next to him and parrot, and her body will be good for penetration for a little while, but not for long. So he will need to step out on April puppet at some point.
Save those guest spots for people who need to put themselves on a cross and have food thrown at them. Just so they can make a couple of bucks. Doorman says there is a brother-sister duo that's the first siblings to hold boxing titles at the same time. That's cool. Corndiff says, you trying to tell me Cameo has approached you too? You fucking dick. Oh.
Okay, he's trying to get away from the April stuff. Let's do a little jump. If he doesn't get back to the April stuff, we'll call it a day. If he does, we'll go for a little longer. And Truth Seeker, you're absolutely right. Aaron was a little leader on picking on and mocking April with his chat. He was leading that, but when someone else does it, how dare you? He was using that for fodder and content to pick on April and win arguments, bringing up the chats that were fucking with her.
Dude, 100%. And to the point where she was like ready to walk off the show. And she has walked off the show because of that. It's fucking ridiculous. If I wasn't so lazy, I would make a super clip of him being abusive. I'm lazy. Don't get me started.
Weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Luigi Greenberg has some suggestions for some more episodes of the St. Cloud Divorce Show. Yes, I will absolutely take suggestions. Let me know which shows and if you have the time in which it starts. I'm not researching this beforehand. It hurts me. Aaron hurts me the way that he hurts his wife with that voice.
I'm sorry.
Ever seen. April's like, I want to wear something. This idea that I made her wear a bikini, she hates that. She's like, I wanted to wear something fucking cute. He can't make me wear.
And I was thinking this was the initial announcement. Maybe I'm incorrect. Maybe he got rid of the video. Aaron did initially blame himself. That's actually what I thought we were watching here. And this is different than the video I thought we were going to be watching. As I mentioned, previewed this a little bit to know that he was going to be talking about it. But yes, Luigi, this is actually different than the one I thought we were going in to watch, where, yeah, Aaron did blame himself, and we're not getting any of that here. So that one might have been taken down. Otherwise, help point me in the direction of that one.
I believe it was a day or two before this. And that's exactly right. It's my fault. He was blaming the show for ruining the marriage. He was blaming the marriage for ruining the show. He was trying to own it and say he wasn't being a bad husband, but he was being a boss when he was supposed to be being a husband, and being a husband when he was supposed to be being a boss. And it was at his feet. And then here we are, literally, I swear, if it wasn't on the 3rd of April, it was whatever was just before this.
I'm pretty sure this is 2 videos after the April solo show.
Okay.
I'll double check. It didn't seem like it was on the video right before this. It might have been taken down. It might be behind a paywall. Because yeah, now that you pointed that out, Luigi Greenberg, I thought this was the video where he was blaming himself after just a little bit of previewing. But yeah, I believe there might be one missing from that collection where he did blame himself.
And yeah, he pulled down at least 3 videos this past week and the week before. At least 3 in the last how many other episodes he does? 7, I think.
So yeah, I think the video where he blames himself might not be up anymore. If anyone has that footage, if it's on a Clips channel, maybe Citizen M is on it. I'll have to. I can tolerate some clips from talented clippers of this show. So maybe I'll have to check out some of the steel toe clippers to see if that's still in existence. Because yeah, it wasn't until that comment that I realized, oh yeah, I thought that's what this video was him blaming himself. I remember seeing that over on the Spurgtopia Discord, him blaming himself, and nope, not here, not this one.
I'll look around. Well, there's got to be something in there. I think somebody downloaded that specific episode as well.
Yes, certainly someone grabbed it when they saw what was going on.
Which I can't, nor would I want to. But like that's a weird thing people got obsessed about. I think even Red Bar got a little weird, like what do they call that? He got a little incel weird about it. Like, I wore a bikini on stream. It's like, if she wanted to. Who fucking cares? Like, you gotta be a little gay to give a shit about that.
He cared. She cared. They said that was lowbrow and uncalled for, and it was just a way to, it's quick money and they're not into quick money, blah blah blah. Cut to 6 months later, there she is in her black little bikini on stream. She wanted to do it. Really? Or are you broke, dude? Because you guys were complaining about your bills not getting paid.
Yeah, her parading out in that bikini did reek of throw money at the stripper to me, those type of vibes. All right, my lost interest, Luigi Greenberg is pointing us to for that original It's My Fault. And I believe Aaron scrubbed it from his channel, the It's My Fault video. The April solo show I covered on co-host audition. Aaron is in a Hulkamania shirt in the video on his channel after that. And in previewing, it's definitely not that one. And this was the next one in line. So he took accountability for a moment. And he's trying to erase that accountability that he took.
Hey, I have connections. I can put you back on KLFD, says Annoyed Quick Trip Supervisor. Thank you. Dr. Silverwolf says, he's just shitting on Slipknot. Al B says, did you get my PayPal yesterday? I got...
Actually, you know what would be a fun side-by-side by one of our clipping friends is Aaron talking about DSP and then a side-by-side with him currently. I've seen that someone on YouTube did that with Howard Stern and Imus, of Howard bitching about Imus and his trophy life and wife in a loveless marriage and how he's lost it, shouldn't be on radio anymore, with a slideshow of Howard. And that is a nice, fun one, because Howard Stern has become everything he hated. He has become Imus from the time that he was bitching about Imus.
Dude, that's so crazy too. That's full turn.
You die a hero, or you live long enough to become the villain.
Yeah.
And Aaron, I guess he was never a hero. He came in as a tweener, as someone, let's check this out, and turned into a villain quite quickly. Yeah, I don't believe Aaron had his hero moment before turning into the villain with us.
No, he's always been a heel.
Katie, which thank you very much, and Coltrane yesterday. Both of them very, very cool.
Very cool.
That. Anything else? No, I didn't see it. I'm sorry. Let's go to Chrissy says, for April, that's very kind. Coltrane says, I spent $10 listening to Tuesday evening show yesterday. It's fucked up that people do that shit to people they don't truly know. Us OGs and mods got you. Drop some fucking band hammers. Attaboy. Thank you very much. That's 10 more towards today. 3:15 away from today's number and doing overtime. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate all of your support. Okay, we have a lot more catching up to do here with the chat.
Has he done any show
let's
yet?
pick one out. JW.
He's talked about April, and he's gone to the chat a few times. So since he's going to the chat again, let's. Ooh, what was that? Damn it! There we go. That was a funny look I saw for a moment. Like, let's see what's going on here.
Somewhere else. I don't know. No, 14 hours wouldn't get you to Minnesota from Florida. That's like a 20-some hour drive, I would think. Oh, let's continue on. Sam V with $2. Thank you very much. You must have said something shit.
Sam V, buddy.
Shitty because they axed your ass for it. Corn Dip says, is there a steel toe event this year? There always is every year. We have the anniversary show. Dead Game says, Aaron going to be going to trade school on weekends. Mr. Q says, working with family is bad enough. Can't imagine how difficult it is.
Once again, reading the chat rather than making them like a caller and adding something to it. He's as good as this at this as April was.
It's ridiculous.
To work with a wife. I mean, we have a lot of fun doing it. A lot of fun.
It shows.
We have a lot of fun doing it. April has such a terrible poker face. She is not putting on a face of fun when she has been on this show for a while. She had hope and was full of piss and vinegar, but now she's just full of vinegar.
That's what she said yesterday. She goes, I love doing shows with you. She goes, it is the most fun. I fucking hate these people. And that's unfortunate. Rusty Grammer says, I think if anyone actually hates April, it's a sign they can't get a real woman and they are probably gay. Fair enough. Johnny Castile.
Fair enough. Fantastic addition there to that comment.
Yeah, exactly. Professional radio show host knows how to expand and elaborate on everything in his chat. He can really add volumes to his show. Dude, he hasn't even done anything yet. He hasn't even played a clip. He hasn't talked anything except about April running away.
And that's why we're featuring this on the show, the St. Cloud Divorce Show, to see him talking about April. And he might be trying to move past that. We might be wrapping on up because he is trying to move on.
It's Kevin. I just know what's going to happen. Ross Dog's Broken Spirit with $2 says, admit it, April and Stevie Lou ran off together. Damn it, I told you to shut the fuck up about it. Her and
Zing.
No.
He tried.
No, and I agree with Captain Miserable. He is playing very hard at the 90s shock jock style that is well past its time. Nobody listens to that style of radio anymore. That's why terrestrial radio is on Shivo, life support.
And that's something that got me into Who Are These Podcasts? Carl Hamburger is taking elements of that wacky radio show, morning radio show, and inserting it. And even as I've mentioned, I'm on the fence of turning on you too, Carl Hamburger. That formula was fun for a little while. Something needs to change, but yeah, that taking elements of that wacky morning radio show from the 90s and turning it into something that is more regular, more average for the modern day fan.
Especially, he does a lot of jingles, and it's fun. He made it fun. But I agree, like he needs to cut back, trim the Stuttering John fat.
That's one of the big things for me now. The Stuttering John long form is not fun for me anymore. 5 minutes of Stuttering John is fun. And I'll continue to put over Doom's no context Stuttering John.
Those are great videos.
Yeah, there is a new fun twist on it. But I stumbled onto Who Are These Podcasts and Carl Hamburger in spring, summer 2020. And it was a lot of fun for quite a while, goofing on Stuttering John in long form. But yeah, yesterday's episode, I dropped off after about 5 minutes, and that's what I do every time. It's in the way that Carl covers him. It's fun for 5 minutes, and when he keeps going,
it's so saturated now too. You know, we've all made the observations that everybody's made. It's pretty. It's pretty much
doing it. We've got Shuley, who unfortunately that's all he does. When Carl gave his blessing for Shuley to do his own version of goofing on Stuttering John, I'm sure he thought like, oh, I do multiple things. He'll put it in a rotation of things he does. Nope.
Right. No, it's balls to the wall.
So yeah, it's just oversaturated. I did a pilot episode that I didn't air of a Stuttering John type reaction show, and I was like, no, this is the Uncle Rico show with two guys doing it worse than Uncle Rico that the internet's never heard of. Let's not. Oh, speaking of my internet, I might be choppy right now. It's kind of going down a little bit.
So far, so good over here. I can see you.
Her and Stevie Lou. I love Stevie Lou. You're not going to get me to say bad shit about Stevie Lou. I like that guy. John Domingo says it's funny to watch the haters in the chat get zapped like bugs. I hope it is kind of.
I can see that. Be smiley. I guess we're kind of moving on. We're about at our 2-hour mark, which is what I was saying for a good time to step out of the show, to tap out before we overstay our welcome. And the WATP, the conspiracy theory episode that they recently did, that competition. Oh yeah, they are like he's losing his magic touch, trying to find what is entertaining bad versus bad is a fine line, and that magic touch that Carl had for a few years. That conspiracy theory episode of WATP was no bueno. That was bad, not entertaining bad.
Right, and I agree that's a hard line to ride sometimes. And that's why I appreciated a lot of the earlier episodes where it was super niche podcasts where it's a couple of dudes talking about fountain pens or maps or something silly like trains. You know, he was literally like finding autistic podcasts and ripping on their style of broadcasting, not even necessarily the subject matter. Some of it was, but it all degenerated into John. Same thing with Shuley. It all degenerated down into John.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of guys into LARPing, Shuley, the Uncle Rico show was fun for a few months. I was in the chat. I had a lot of fun in the Uncle Rico show for a few months. But yeah, that's all they do. That's it.
Right. And I was watching the BS show. That was different. They weren't talking John there, and then all of a sudden, it just kind of like plagued its way across the whole network.
So let's jump ahead a little bit. We're going to be wrapping up here. See if Aaron gets back to April here a couple of minutes down the road. Otherwise, we are reaching the end of the program. I thank so much of you. I thank you all for joining, checking this out. Biggest numbers I've had on YouTube. My clout chasing episode with Elisa Jordana. The numbers were through the roof. Now that I live stream to Twitter. That was quite a lot of people watching on Twitter. So are you talking about April again here a few minutes later, Aaron?
Yeah, wait a minute. I did post an update yesterday. I tweeted that there was going to be no evening show. Yeah, Bigot on Socialist Media says, but you did post an update on X. Hey, wait a minute. Midland Armory says, want to talk tight margins, run a gun business. I hear you, buddy. I hear you, man. Tight.
Okay, now we're just at the point where he is badly reacting to chat and not making it part of the show at all. Just a
margins are a motherfucker.
Fair enough.
It really is. But dude, this audience is great. They gave us more than enough to take yesterday morning off, and then a little extra Won by a shitload.
Okay, here he finally got into his show about 45 minutes in. There
geez,
was
okay.
what about 20 minutes of April stuff, and then just reading chat, not interacting with chat, not making them part of the show beyond just reading them. So we're gonna wrap up here, and I do agree with B. Smiley the third. When Ray over there was driving them nuts about the pink blanket and retard shirts, that was actually that's when I got driven off. Was around then. Was after Pottstown. Incompetence drives me up a wall. When you're able to get that lightning in a bottle and work, get paid off of some type of entertainment, art, acting, radio, or whatever. And the Pottstown show, it surely had 20 years experience of going out with those shows on the Stern Show, the Killers of Comedy, the Block Party, and you see no evidence of that whatsoever in the Pottstown Massacre. So
That's crazy to me. And that's something I definitely respect Carl for. He knows how to do a live show. He does it. He was doing it before doing WATP live. He was putting on
he took those
shows with the
elements
Isotopes,
of doing a live show with music and put it into doing a live show with his podcasts. So yeah, just absolutely baffled me the incompetence of 20 years of experience being on the road with a stand-up show and just choosing a venue that is more close to a church rec room. Like I've performed plays in a church. Blame It on the Pony Express. I was a little British boy in that one. That is what it looked like, rather than an actual venue that didn't have sound. It was made for acoustics for people to do. And that's why I ran a Shuley Detractor show for a few weeks. But yeah, that's
he can handle it.
Fun. The Shuley Detractor show, Stuttering John's Shuley Detractor show, was designed to be my co-host audition specifically for Stuttering John, and him coming back on the scene made it not fun. It seemed like a big punch of a shot of adrenaline to the Dabbleverse, Stuttering John coming back, but that was actually a lethal dose. Coming in,
it blew the heart out.
Yeah, it started, got it back on track for a little bit before a big old heart attack again. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up after about an hour 45 of goofing on Aaron Imholt and telling April, leave.
Yes, no, she needs to go. She should be on her way.
She can a little bit of chit chat on the other stuff as well. I do like a Carl Hamburger, but I don't want to send you the way of Aaron Imholt.
I agree.
Get out of there, April. It's time to go. Our divorce expert, Secret Snake Tommy, says get out of there.
For her own good. She should be running for the hills. She's young enough. She's 28. I thought she was 30.
I think she just turned 29, if I remember correctly.
Okay. And that's the thing. I think she wants to be a mom and do family stuff. And that ain't happening with Aaron because it's already in place. Those aren't her kids. And no matter how much you say you love somebody else's kids, they're not your kids.
There has been instances of her saying she wants her own kids. And being a stepmom is one thing, but she's definitely let it slip that she wants kids coming out of her that are hers, that she loves.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly right.
Instead of someone else's that she likes. And they're part Aaron. So that's just got anger in her already. It's not their fault they're part Aaron, but they're part Aaron. Oh, you son of a bitch. I hate part of you. So we're going to get on out of here. Thank you for checking out this show, everybody, all the regulars, all the new folks. And if you give this a like, that helps the algorithm for more people to find it. To Aaron, he found my other episode at some point in his eyes. He didn't like it. get him all annoyed at me as well. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We go live here on the Dylan from Somewhere channel Tuesday through Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern with different show concepts, co-host auditions, TikTok around the clock. I have a lot of fun with and put an inordinate amount of work in for the small amount of viewers it gets. And here, this is kind of a variety on Thursday. I have chatting with beloved chatters. If you would like to be a beloved chatter that I chat with, come on and drop an email, dylanfromsomewhere@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on my Discord as well. I did put it on life support to get out the people trying to turn it into kind of toxic. There were 2 people that actually let themselves out. I didn't need to kick them, but I got a Discord. And if you would like to help me out on clips or full episodes for the next episode of the St. Cloud Divorce Show, I'm not seeking them out myself. I need a little help, need a little guidance. Aaron is a grating human. So Secret Snake over on his channel has been doing some live music streams, seeing how many countries he can get banned in all at once. I believe you got one that was worldwide.
Yes.
Doing
Thanks.
themes, got a metal theme, a rap theme. There was a chill wave theme you had going on.
That was just the other day. There was a surf one I did, and there was a West Coast gangster rap one. That's the one that got blocked worldwide thanks to the track "Hit 'Em High" from the Space Jam soundtrack, the Michael Jordan Space Jam one, and it has like Busta Rhymes and Method Man.
Welcome to the jam.
Yeah, and I think it's a Disney soundtrack, so they were like, "Nah, you can't do that." And that's the only one that got completely removed. But
so that's where you can find Secret Snake. You can also find us over on the Spurgtopia Discord.
That's where I am.
A lot of fun happening over there. Bombs flying last night. I stayed in my bunker like some people did.
Yes, a lot of us did. Mr. P was on the warpath.
Yeah, I stayed out of the gunfire of that one. So come and spurg out at the Spurgtopia Discord. Come and chill over at my Discord, and join us again Tuesday through Thursday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. And if you would like to be a chatter who I chat with on the Beloved Chatters Show, I'd love to have you. Any final words?
None from me. We're good. I think we covered a lot of bases. And I want to say hi to G-Rob. I saw her. She said hello.
Oh yes, G-Rob, one of the very first to come in to find me. So yeah, an absolute hello from G-Rob. Thank you for being one of the first to have me not just talking to myself and the family and friends. I was like, please make it so I'm not just talking to myself.
A lot of people in chat today. I'm very happy to see a lot of familiar names and stuff.
Yeah, I hope you folks enjoyed this. I have a lot of fun goofing on Aaron for the show. It hurts watching it just on my own, but it's a lot of fun goofing on him for entertainment value and trying to make jokes happen. And we only needed to send in Duke Phillips once, so hooray!
Very good show. I'm satisfied. We did a great show. It was a fun show. Make sure we hit the goal next time, and then we'll do some overtime. Yeah, very cool show. Very cool.
We had fun. We are funny. We said it out loud. Therefore, it's true.
It's true.
So thank you, Aaron, for teaching us that lesson. And thank you all for joining. Now, feel free to go away.
Well, it looks like that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for going on this adventure with me. It's fun being with friends. I'll see you next time. Bye now.
Bye for now.
Toodaloo. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Ding dao day.
Places all. All join hands, circle left. Now circle right and listen to me. LS, MFT. Elementary corners like swinging on a gate. To right, dear honey, with a right to left date. Grand right and left, around you go. Lucky strike means fine tobacco. Meet your honey and give her a whirl. All swing around with the little girl. Smoke 'em, then you'll see. LS, MFT. Promenade and don't you fall. Promenade around the hall. Lucky Strike is first again with tobacco men. Promenade straight down the pike. It's time right now for a Lucky Strike. Yes, for smoking that you're bound to like, you just can't beat a Lucky Strike.